I just want you to read this first before I say anything. And then I'm going to read it for you afterwards. So if you niggas don't have eyes and you just tune in auditorily, here I am. So now Oscar is... So Bill Haney, the father of Devin Haney, that has been under a lot of heat undeservingly for the betterment of the last year and some change. Well, not a year and some change, but after the Ryan Garcia fight, basically everybody has been turning their back, and I've seen a lot of people on the wrong side of history. And that's been a theme for this year. This year has been the year of hypocrisy on all fronts. We've seen, you know what's crazy? Tim Bradley, right, works for ESPN, commentates on fights, responsible for being the spearhead of narratives, he's the person that bridges the gap between the office and the public, because he's the commentator. That's what he does. He color commentates on fights. He's a fighter himself, former fighter, former world champion, also was the victim of a lot of scrutiny undeservedly for his win over Manny Pacquiao in the first fight. They said that he didn't deserve the win. They said all this type of stuff. Miley Cyrus said he should be ashamed of himself. All of this crazy stuff came out. They fought 2 more times, right? And you know they fought fair and square, and Manny Pacquiao won the other fights. But Tim Bradley pushes a whole lot of hypocritical points, and the hypocrisy in not just the sport, but it's been all over the world. It's been sprinkled all over the world, everywhere, everything. Right? Just recently, you got Kendrick coming at Andrew Schultz, and then Andrew Schultz, he said that he was going to take Kendrick's butt, or not take Kendrick's butt, but he's going to make love to Kendrick, and everybody got mad. But when DJ Academic said got told by Saucy Santana that he was going to get knocked out and they were going to take his butt, everybody laughed at him. And I just seen his reaction not too long ago too. You know what I mean? But Timothy Bradley being like, Devin Haney is soft, Boots is a sucker, right? All this stuff. And I'm glad that he came on Champ Side's thing, because everybody got to hold him accountable for his words, and you've seen him trying to double talk his way out. But at the end of the day, he was caught red-handed. You know what I mean? He was caught red-handed tap dancing, being a sucker. Everyone's been adamant about being on the wrong side of history for clicks. I don't know if it's the economy, if people want to just get their YouTubes popping off the rip and get some money. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if people are trying to give themselves a raise by lying, because that's the case too. I've seen people go out like that over frivolous things, right? But now this came across my desk. Bill Haney doesn't usually, like, he says a lot, but at the same time, they don't really say too much unless there's something to be said, first of all. Second of all, I never even read this. So Bill Haney, I just wanted to preface that, and I'm gonna read what Bill Haney said on his Instagram story. He says, so now Oscar is talking about suing Ryan Garcia, and Ryan turns around and files a lawsuit against me. Everybody has been screaming lawsuits are not a part of business, but here we are. Trolls keep pushing false narratives, but I am locked in a building of champions and letting the truth speak for itself. Now here's the reason why that's prevalent. It's not just about boxing right now. This is a world issue. Hypocrisy in the media, hypocrisy on the internet. What did Ho say? The same sword that they'll knight you with, they'll good night you with on the Grammy Family Freestyle. I was again, bro, shout out to Champ Side, because he freed a repressed memory of mine. I've listened to Hov pretty much my whole life. And I remember, bro, that Grammy, I have the DJ Clue freestyles, Grammy Family freestyles, all on my YouTube playlist from high school. I remember walking through the halls, listening to that stuff and just being like, man, this is crazy, right? Because there's so much truth to what the man is talking about. But he brought that up yesterday to speak on Tank Davis. But it's just as prevalent now, because the internet and the way that everyone's going viral is the same way they're trying to get you going with, right? They'll say, I think what it is, and it's sad to see, but I think what it is that people, it's the Devin Haney situation and the Drake situation are very similar, because both guys are, I'm not gonna lie, they're very true to what they believe, whether you like it or not. and they just do whatever they feel is right, whatever they want to do. And I think that's part of the reason why both of those guys have a lot of money, for one, but two, it's the reason why both of those guys are the best at what they do, because just the level of belief in what they do against what everybody's saying, and trying to be on the right side of history at the end of the day. No matter, bro, I've seen people say and make up all types of crazy things, right? Recently, again, with the whole Kendrick thing, where it's like, bro, he made up stuff during the beef. It doesn't even matter, because people were so ready to have somebody new on the throne that they were just like, okay, we're just gonna, I guess it's just a Drake is over party. It's a Devin Haney is over party. We just gonna hate, and we just gonna say a lot of hateful stuff. I've seen people make YouTube channels and they trying to blow up off of making YouTube channels with their name in it, with Devin Haney's name in it, talking about he's soft, right? On Instagram, he's soft, right? All of this stuff. And I don't know if it's a bias in my body, because I'm coming out of Northern California, nigga, Sacramento, California, nigga, get that shit together first of all. But I think also, because I'm not from Canada, but I feel the same type of gut feeling when it's like, bro, people were glurping the whole time during the beef, right? All of these people came out, they're like, yeah, bro, we're Kendrick Lamar fans, yeah, bro, we're Ryan Garcia fans, yeah, bro, like pushing all of the BS, right? Now, I've been listening to Kendrick Lamar for a long time, and people used to be like, oh, you're a weirdo, bro, you like that nigga. Same thing with J. Cole, like, oh, y'all are just weird, this and that, y'all are this. The script was flipped, but now I see all these niggas with tummy aches, glurping and gargling, people who are on bullshit. You can be a real nigga at one point and flip and be on nonsense the next point, but what I respect is consistency at the end of the day. People who say that they rock with Ryan Garcia, they weren't watching him when he was fighting Duno and all these guys before. They didn't see the transformation to when people thought he was on the juice, when he was with Reynoso and all of them. You know what I mean? And in that Tim Bradley interview, he did say some things that I was like, okay. Because he was saying that, first of all, it's crazy because the drug industry, right, people making and manufacturing illegal PEDs, it moves faster than the people who can catch it. It moves faster than the people who can catch it, but that's usually how crime goes in general, or just how anything dishonest, and because people are trying to think 4, 5, 6 years ahead, but the laws stay what the laws are, and they try to make whatever new thing that comes out fit within those laws that have been around, right? So that was interesting, because then I'm looking at this situation and I'm like, man, this dude, he might have been dirty the whole time. We've seen his body transform and everything like that, right? Then the fight happens, he pops dirty. All of a sudden, everyone's defending him. And again, most of y'all have never even seen a Ryan Garcia fight outside of the Tank Davis and Devin Haney fights. But the obsession to have somebody new on the throne, because you got somebody that is around their family, the family loves him. He just goes in the gym, he trains, doesn't really say too much. When he goes out, he fights and he wins in spectacular fashion. That's Devin Haney. And then you have a guy who's a drug cheat, this, that, all these things that if you were to say that about another person, or if Devin Haney was that, y'all would hate him. That level of hypocrisy, you would think it was only expressed amongst the people, but the media is on that same type of timing where Tim Bradley, this nigga downplayed what Ryan Garcia did, to the point to where Champside had to say, well, don't you think the person who cheated deserves whatever they got in return because they broke the rules, right? And he was saying that the lawsuit was this and the lawsuit was that, right? Everybody was, oh, what about the lawsuit? Since when did it become not necessarily illegal, but since when did it become a problem to take people to court? Because people been suing for the longest time, and now Oscar is talking about, they're saying Oscar's talking about suing Ryan Garcia, and Ryan Garcia is trying to countersue against Bill Haney, and I don't even know what he's trying to countersue for, because what they're suing for, it's not like they're suing for some sort of like frivolous thing. They're suing for battery because you You put your hands. Matter of fact, you you hurt Devin Haney outside of the guise of the rules of boxing. So now it's no longer mutual combat. How hard is that for anybody to understand? And he was like, and he's gonna make sure that that he gives up all his bread that he earned from the fight, all type of. Now we coming for that, for them pockets for sure, definitely. But to hear Tim Bradley be like, oh, and then he got the L erased and all of this type of stuff. And when Champside said, well, don't you think it's fair that whoever cheated, whatever comes to him, and then he was like, oh, I mean, yeah, but like, see, like, that's what I'm saying. It just goes against basic logic and ethics, some of y'all. And it's sad because at the end of the day, bro, this is the thing about history. Over time, whatever is bullshit, it'll never work. Because it has no legs to stand on. It has no foundation to stand on. Whatever's real, it's very simple, and it doesn't take very much justification for it to make sense or for it to work how it needs to work. Whatever is 100 is going to prevail all the time. So when this lawsuit thing is all said and done, Devin Haney comes back to boxing, and assuming that his performance is not hindered by what happened to him in the Ryan Garcia fight, then all will be back to like back in balance of what it needs to be. And I think that what's gonna happen is, right, I think that people are, yeah, they're going to continue to hate. But the thing about the hate is only from people who never supported you most times. So I don't think it's going to have a super effect. Tim Bradley tried to get on the internet and say Devin Haney versus Tank Davis would do 300,000 or something crazy low. Oh, maybe 300,000 pay-per-views. I almost slapped my computer screen hearing that nonsense. This is a guy on ESPN whose job is he's supposed to be impartial. Now, the same thing he tried to do with Shakur Stevenson, where he tried to downplay Shakur Stevenson. And he said, oh, well, if he stops talking about me, I'll stop talking about him. If that ain't the most bitch ass shit I ever heard, bro, you are a professional. You're supposed to be. Otherwise, somebody come take his place. Somebody come take his place, because you sound like a sassy female, bro. I'm not lying. Bro. You sound immature. You don't sound like you're there to do your job. You sound like you just belong on YouTube, bro. You don't belong on ESPN. You belong on YouTube, because the other ESPN fools at least try to hide it, right? Even though you can see it, you can hear it, you could imply, and if you dig deep enough, not even dig deep enough, but if you actively listen, you can hear the tones in which they speak on certain fighters. You be like, okay, I see the play. Then you pay attention to their actions and you say, oh, okay, there we go. Right. Same thing with like when you see the Phoenix Mercury and they did that picture where they had the black girls, the dark skinned girl sitting on the bottom, the light skinned girl petting the dark skinned girl, and the white girl sitting on top of the black girl's feet. You know what I'm talking about, bro? The same way you have things like this, right? Because this just happened. Yes. The same way you had this, right? The same way you had this picture right here on your right. Well, people, you see through it, right? The person on the bottom is their best player. And the two on the top can't shine a candle to what she's done. You understand what I'm saying? Now on the bottom, that's her best player. She averages like 20 points a game, bro. She's balling for the squad, even though the squad ain't like that. She's balling for them, and then this is how they did her. But see, this has racial undertones. This has all this time. This is what I'm talking about, right? Where, yeah, they're like, yeah, we're all inclusive league, we're all about women, blah blah blah. They try to hide it, but if you actively look and you actively listen to what people say and you look at their actions, you can say, okay, I see the play, right? With Tim Bradley, it's so blatant, it's so out there, you just like, bro, this fool is contradicting himself, not only openly but constantly, bro, all the time, like he's a casual, as if he wasn't a fighter himself, who in the same breath would then speak on going through similar things that Devin Haney is going through. And I don't care what nobody say. Nigga, I don't care what nobody say, bro. So what? when it comes to, oh, why are you defending him so hard? Blah, blah, blah. I'm just on the side of consistency, bro. When it's time for somebody else, it's time for somebody else, bro. This is my channel, bro. And I don't even have enough subscribers to even be able to go through my comments and be like, oh yeah, this is the, nah, bro. All y'all are Randy's, bro. I don't know any of y'all but 50, and it's 50 of y'all on here that subscribe. That's 100, bro. We made 50. But for the most part, anyone that shows up to my videos and leaves a comment, blah, 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 you are not to be trusted, bro. I don't think that any one of y'all are supporters yet, bro. We're not even there yet. We haven't even built a core fan base, bro. We're not even there yet, bro. I'm just speaking from the heart. And whoever fuck with it, bro. You feel me? But this is ridiculous. It's getting the hypocrisy. It's not about the fights being made, not being made. It is, but it's not. That's a little bit annoying. But what's most annoying is the hypocrisy, because when you watch the fight of somebody that you like, man, why didn't he fight him? Right? Boom. They fight somebody else. And then you watching the fight. You be like, yo, why is the commentary not talking about what the fuck just happened? Right. Same thing when the cheating thing just happened, bro. They were trying to talk. They were avoiding that shit like the plague, bro. When Champ Side asked Tim Bradley about Inouye, this nigga talked about it like there's a gun to his head. Oh, I mean, I don't know, man. I guess so, man. I see some things, but you know, like, bro, if you don't shut, man, get some of these dudes off of ESPN, bro. Not even gonna lie. Not even gonna done like, you know, Mark Cappinger and all them dudes, man. You got what's his name? Not Sergio Mora, he's on the zone. What the fuck? Oh, Bernardo, bro. And there's one more dude who was like, how, I don't know how Shakur is gonna be able to be a star in the sport as an African American fighter and not be the villain, bro. Whoever that nigga is, get that nigga out of the way as well, bro. Get these dudes out of the way. And it's annoying because it's there right in front of your face, but people will gaslight you like you're crazy. And this is another instance, right here on my screen, what you're looking at, another instance of people being so desperate to support somebody that's just not black, that's just not a real nigga doing the real things that you're supposed to do. They're so desperate to put one of these niggas at the top, probably because he don't make them feel as bad about themselves as a real nigga who's pushing some real shit does. All you have to do is keep it 100, bro. You'll have people literally shaking in their boots, mad at you because they're projecting. They really want a bitch and who says all the bitch shit is cool. That's what they really want. They really want to have a bitch nigga in place, holding the crown, so they can openly be like, yeah, ain't that right, Ryan? Yeah, bro. All y'all was back in the racist stuff, man. I seen y'all niggas, man. I ain't fooling nobody, and I'm glad that they let that shit play out, and they let y'all show y'all ass, because that shit is on the internet forever, bro. Y'all are been documented. We heard y'all on Twitter Spaces. We heard all y'all niggas, bro. I'm telling you, you know what I mean? We heard you. But the fights being made or not being made is not what's fucking up the sport. It's this bitch ass shit right here where you got people who are on some hypocritical ass shit all the time. Can't nobody make up their mind or stand up for anything solid. Working for these industries that broadcast these fights. That's why I like Turkey. Because he gonna make y'all put up or shut up. And with them hands. That Bacoli fight, that was the beginning of that shit. I'm telling you, bro. It wasn't the beginning, but that was one of many. If you go and speak on some real shit and this and that, and then you like, oh yeah, Turkey got a bag for me, hell yeah, you think it's gonna be business as usual, man? That nigga beat your ass, bro. And it's gonna be more of these scenarios where it's like, oh, y'all want to come and play that nonsense and make a name for yourself talking that rhetoric, and then you're being built as a fighter. And I think Turkey has a bone to pick with people whose records are fabricated, because he's putting y'all in there with niggas that's gonna have you fighting for your life. And I promise you, bro, I promise you, it's gonna be a lot more. Like, when this whole situation is situated, it's gonna be a lot more ass whoopings coming, bro. People are gonna be getting the brakes be off of them. And that's on my mama, bro. I promise you. But anyways, man, I seen what y'all was saying in the comments too about that Liam Paro pick. Hey, just wait till Saturday. 100, I'm gone.